can't be the only one who just watches these bags rise in popularity and then just to disappear a couple of months later. Like, am I going crazy? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about the trend bags that we all seem to have collectively forgotten about. I have a list here of 10, but I'm also going to include at the end of the video 5 of my predictions for the next ones that not only are they going to be on their way out, but it's going to be like they never happened. As well as 5 that are super trendy that I do think are better buys that we're not exactly going to forget about in the same way. Let's take a trip down memory lane with a couple of bags. Everyone bought them. Where are they? By the way, if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Katherine. I do fashion content, but I specialize in the pre-loved luxury market. I've worked in the resale industry for a very, very long time, and I give insights and tips into that world, how to save your money, how to take care of them, as well as authentication. Please hit the subscribe button down below if you would like to see any of those topics. Before I get started, I do want to mention that I did a really fun video at the beginning of 2020, doing a roundup of the top items from the decade of the 2010s. I had a lot of fun making that video, and well, there's a ton of things that we definitely had forgotten about, but definitely go check out that video if you would like to see more really popular 2010s luxury fashion items. So before I say it, I'm just gonna say that I never heard it pronounced what I would call correctly. I don't speak French, but I did take it in school as a young child, and I remember this word being pronounced in a certain way. And please, any of you who know French, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this word cahier? Like, cahier is what they taught us that this word is, but I always heard it called the Prada Kahir Bag. And if I make a fool out of myself and put my foot in my mouth, then so be it. But yeah, I remember this bag was super, super popular for like 15 minutes. It sort of reminded me of like a leather-bound book. It had a clasp. It had this like, it looked like really fussy to get in and out of, but it was really, really popular. I saw it all over, you know, the Instagrams and the magazines and all over the stores for you know, a good couple of seasons. And like, I could see that there was like a push trying to happen for this bag, and it just wasn't materializing. Miami is a very flashy designer place where you do see bags carried. You do see the newest, hottest, coolest, trendiest things walking down the street every single day. So I do actually get to see like what people are engaging in and buying, even if it's like the weird, like off-kilter stuff. I see all of that. And that's a bag that even working in resale, I have never seen or heard from that bag again. Like, we're gonna check out Fashion File and see if they're popping up on the resale market, but like, where did they go? Like, I was seeing them all over stores for a good 2 years. Where is it? Where are they? Next up is the Mansur Gabrielle bags, and I'll be very honest with you. I wrote this list out a couple of weeks ago, and when I read out Mansur Gabrielle bag for the first time today, I literally couldn't picture it in my head. It's like I have amnesia. So I had to Google it. And I don't know if we remember, but this was a bucket bag. They came in a variety of sizes. They had lining in different colors. They were really cute. They were really like nice looking, and I think that the leather was very soft, but you know, this was one that couldn't get your hands on. I remember a hot minute where they were selling above retail because you just really couldn't get them. They were just super popular, super out there, and people were buying them. I did see them. And now, like, where did they go? You know, that size, a bucket bag, it's something that definitely could stand the test of time. Like, nothing in fashion has happened regarding like them being like less in style, but that's just a name that I just don't hear anymore. And I mean, I'm gonna go check out and see what they are doing currently, because I'm sure the brand still exists, but like, all of that hype and frenzy, and what happened? Where did they go? So next up is one that I didn't really hear talked about a lot, but as I mentioned, I do live in a super flashy designer area of the country, and around the time of like 2015 or so, like, you could not walk outside and not see someone carrying a PS1 bag. This is the Proenza Schooler PS1. These are satchel messenger style bags Not a ton of structure, but you know, they're really nicely made. Come in a variety of colors and sizes once again, but there was like just the standard size PS1, and they were everywhere. Again, this isn't something I saw in magazines. This wasn't something I saw flooded on Instagram, even though I don't know that, that I saw flooded on Instagram the way some of the others on this list that I'm going to be sharing were, but I actually did see them in real time. So maybe this was a Miami thing, that's entirely possible, but they were everywhere. And then it was like a switch just turned off and I never saw one again. So, all right, next up is the Chloe Drew. I know you guys remember this one. I actually really like the look of this bag. I don't know necessarily that there was an influencer push on the Chloe Drew bag, but I know that it was one that, you know, a lot of the social media girls did have around the, I want to say like 2016, 2017 era, and got super popular. A ton of people were buying it. Personally, I never thought the bag made sense. I had a lot of problems with it and with the concept and style of it. Like you guys know, I don't really particularly engage myself in the hype and frenzy of trends. And honestly, this is why, because, you know, you're elbowing people in Saks and Nordstrom's to find the same bag that your favorite YouTuber is carrying just 2-3 years later, like not even have a collective memory of it anymore. And I just don't see the purpose in that. So that's why I always recommend buy what you like and make sure that you really like it. I remember that the Chloe Drew bag was selling for close to retail at the time. There were no real deals to be had on this bag for a while, and then this is another question of where are they now? They're not being carried. They're not all over the resale market. Where are they? So next up on this list is the Louis Vuitton Petite Malle. This is a wooden little mini suitcase bag. It's about this big. It opens up about that wide. Can barely hold anything inside of it. It is a little dinky bag. It's like $5,000, and there was so much hype surrounded on this bag for, again, what felt like 45 minutes. There was a while where they were just unboxed everywhere by all your faves, all your Instagram faves were carrying this bag, wearing them in their street style shoots. And then they did actually do a redesign of this bag, so they made it a bit bigger and wider so that it actually was able to hold a phone. I think initially at the time it wasn't. And then that's the thing, I'm pretty sure this is a bag that Louis Vuitton does still make, but I just remember a huge push for this, and it materialized to what in 2021? I like, okay, sure, I get that's how fashion trends tend to work, but you would expect that we would still at least see them or talk about them or like have a memory of them. Like, when was the last time you heard anyone mention the Petite Malle? So this is another flash in the pan, the Colt Gaia Arc Bag. This is another one. It's cool, but is this a smartly designed bag? You guys know I have 2 rules on bags. It has to look good and it has to hold your things. And this Colt Gaia Arc Bag does exactly one of those. And I don't like that it doesn't stand up on its own. However, about 2 years ago, all the hype and frenzy, this was also too, to be fair, this was one that was knocked off and ripped off a lot, and I do have sympathy for that. Yell out the word Colt Gaia Arc Bag out the window and see what happens. Crickets. Okay, so this is another Miami special. Please let me know if you had the same experience. The Givenchy Pandora was another bag that I saw everywhere. Like, really, with my own eyeballs, I saw so many Givenchy Pandoras. The bags that were being carried, I think this was around the same time, were the Proenza Schooler PS1 and the Givenchy Pandora. And you could not move in Miami without seeing one of those 2 bags. I wasn't seeing it on the social feeds, wasn't hearing about them anywhere, I wasn't seeing them in the magazines or on TV or anything like that, but here we are out there. It was like the city of Miami had like a committee meeting. They decided that everyone gets 2 bags. I never got mine, but whatever. I just didn't like the slouchiness. I thought that the strap, I don't know, I just felt like it was supposed to be shaped like a box, but then when you put your stuff in it, it's just like lumpy leather, and you guys know I need my structure, I need my bag to stand up on its own. This was not ever a bag for me, but It sure as heck was a bag for a lot of people, and now they're nowhere. So the next bag on the list is the Celine Luggage line. Although I will say that I do still see them, there are still people out there buying them. I do think it is a beautiful bag. Especially though, you know what, actually no, I take that back. I take the back that, like, I do still see the mediums floating around, because that's one crucial point I want to make about this video, that these are bags that you would see out a lot, that you would hear people talk about a lot, and then you see like sort of a shift happen where people end up selling them on the resale market. These are ones that just don't exist anymore. And I'm talking, and now I want to amend this to say specifically the micro size of the luggage line by Celine. I don't know that I've ever seen one in almost 8 years of doing this professionally. What happened to them? Like everyone said that, oh, that's the best size. Where are they? If you have one, or if you have any of these bags, please comment down below and tell me that they're safe. This is another Instagram social media special, the Givenchy medium Antigona, and the small as well. The small was definitely a lot more popular, but the medium, I related to more because I like big bags, but that was just a really big statement making bag that it just popped up all over the Instagram feed. We do know that fast forward, and I added the mini size of the Givenchy Antigona to my collection. I love this, and I don't care what's happening in trends. I love this bag. But I feel like the people who bought the medium and like own the medium still have the medium, whereas the people who bought the small, I guess they realize it's like an awkward size, because at least the medium size can hold a laptop, and it can actually, like, it is good for travel and holding all your stuff. But the small size, like, they're gone. No one has them anymore. No one, like, that was definitely the more popular size to carry back in the height of the Givenchy Antigona's popularity. But now I feel like they're completely gone, and no one talks about them anymore. And my last one is a pair of shoes, because I just feel like these need a special place on the back of this luxury milk carton, because what happened to the Chanel Espadrilles? They were a force in their prime. Again, selling over retail. Oh, you can't get them. They're everywhere. They're nowhere. You can't even like get in contact with your SA to get a pair. Like, they still sell them in stores, they still make them, but collectively I feel like there was a time where you couldn't walk outside, especially in somewhere like Miami and New York, without seeing at least 10 or 20 women wearing these Chanel Espadrilles, and I guess that time is up. Now they're nowhere to be seen. I will though add that these shoes would get dirty and dingy, and they do kind of like fall apart over time, especially if you really wear them the way people did. So it could be that. It could be that they don't make it to the resale market because they're probably beat to hell. This is another one I just feel like they have been wiped from the face of the earth. What's going on? So now we're gonna go for my predictions on what are the bags that a year or 2 years from today, I'm going to be sitting talking about and saying, wait a minute, what happened to them? Where are they? So the first one, in my opinion, is already on a downward spiral, and that is the Dior Saddle Bag. We're finally in a space now where I feel comfortable saying this, and that is that I hate the Dior Saddle Bag, and I always have. I think that it ran too hot for too long, and there is no possible way to keep up that momentum and that pace. To me, it's running on hype, and you can only run on hype for so long. And I think that the hype window is closing. This is gonna be one that we're gonna be forgetting. We are not going to be remembering or bringing out for very much longer, in my opinion. What do we think? I'm gonna say the Louis Vuitton Pochette Matisse. This was another one that ran super hot, was selling above retail. You couldn't get them. They were so practical. It was everybody's favorite bag for so many years. And now, like, where are they? Now, I think this is something that's in the process of happening. I definitely think that while so many people loved and continue to love and swear by this bag, I think that the hype has subsided, and the people who are like diehard Pochette Matisse people, they have it already, and I don't know that I see a whole new crop of people clamoring for it in this moment. Next is one that I never thought I would be putting on a list like this, and that's the Speedy. And I don't mean just the classic Speedy, but the Speedy bandolier. Seriously, think about it, really think about it. When was the last time we heard anyone mentioning the Speedy bandolier? I can't remember the last time I got a call at work. Hi, do you have any Speedy bandoliers? That call has not happened. When people are looking for Louis Vuitton bags now, they're looking for the Never Full, the On The Go. I'm still even getting calls for like the Favorite and the Eva Clutch, but the Speedy is not getting any love in 2021. So next is another Louis Vuitton. This is the Palm Springs collection. I think that bag has run its course potentially. This was another one. I was never a particular fan of the design, and there were several design features that they did end up reassessing on that bag. And this is another one that I feel like coasted on a lot of hype and that hype wasn't met with like good design features. So I don't know, I feel like the bag, I feel like it's kind of over. I feel like the functionality just really isn't there. And once again, I do have my ears to the ground on this one. I don't hear mention or talk of this bag on the consumer end, and I haven't for a very, very long time. However, the reason it's on this part of the list and not the other is because I do kind of still see people carrying them, but I feel like we're coming on the time where that little subsection of people are going to dry up. So now we're gonna do 5 that were hyped, were everywhere, but I don't think are going anywhere anytime soon. First up, we have the Chanel Deville. I think that there is going to be a place for a bag like the Chanel Deville. I think that outside of the lack of structure, which you know is a pet peeve of mine personally, it is well designed, it is versatile, it is casual, and I definitely see that the more casual vibe of buying luxury but for more casual settings now than they were maybe 5 or 6 years ago. There is just really, I foresee there's going to be a place for that bag and that size in this material for a very long time. So I think that the Chanel Deville is one that's going to stay with us for a lot longer. I think it's a safe buy. I don't know that I would particularly buy one above retail exactly, but I do think that it is one that you're going to get a ton of use out of if you are on the in the market for one. And it's not going to be one that's like, oh, the Chanel Deville, oh yeah, I remember that bag. No, because you're gonna see them carried, you're gonna see them everywhere. Okay, next up is the Celine Nano luggage, and I'm also gonna include the mini Antigona on this list. This is, as you can see, the only one in my collection that I think really reached a level of popularity. These are just really practical sizes for people, so I don't see them really going anywhere. There was chatter not too long ago about Celine discontinuing the luggage line, but at the time, from what I know, they decided to keep the Nano because it was such a hot seller. That to me is an indicator that they're not ready to give up on it yet, and neither should we. I think that for the foreseeable future, there's going to be demand for bags in roughly this size, and these are really nice looking silhouettes. I think that they're classic, and I don't think that they're going anywhere anytime soon. Here's another one, the Ysl Kate. You guys probably know I've been having a bit of a YSL kick for the last year or two, and I find that the logo is really simple, understated, but you can spot it from across the room in such a way that you can't with other brands. I don't think that this list could be complete without talking about the Chanel medium flap or the rectangular mini. There's not a whole lot I feel like I have to say about these two bags. Everyone wants them, everyone's calling for them, everyone wants one in black caviar. And I get calls every day. Smaller bags are the thing, but this one is not so small that it's not going to be able to carry anything, much like the Nano bag trend. Even though there will be more of those to come, I've already seen those in like the new Chanel 2021 collection. But the medium flap, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. I'm at a point now where I am bored of this bag, but you really can't go wrong with buying one, and maybe my boredom will subside over time. Last on my list is the Soho Disco. From the time where I have even started in the luxury game, I have always seen them available, seen them for sale, seen them carried, seen them worn, seen them asked about. There has never been a lull. It has been constant and steady. Like, I have a couple of apps that show me like Google trend graphs, and the one for the Gucci Soho Disco bag is the one that has been the most constant and high. So the Gucci Soho Disco bag, once again, it's that medium size that everyone seems to have a place for in their wardrobe. They're not going anywhere. Like, even with Gucci's rebranding, they still continue to make that bag because it must be one of their highest sellers. It's a great price point. It's a like normal, versatile size. It can go day or night pretty well. I tend to think of it more as a daytime bag. What can I say? That people are just eating them up, and they have been doing so for a very, very long time, and I don't see any indicators that is slowing down at all. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long, because we just talked about like 20 different bags in this video. Usually I try to stick to 10. Yeah, the whole point of this video is bags that we all forgot about. Were there any that I forgot about? Comment that down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.